You may repeat the prayers after me. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We will chant the second verse. Repeat after me. Sangat satsu vidhiyatam Bhagavato bhaktir dridadhiyatam Shantyadif parichiyatam Dridataram Karmashu santyajyatam Sadvidvanupasripyatam Pratidinam tatpaduka sevyatam Brahmaikaksaramartyatam Shruti Shiro Vakyam Samakarnyatam Vakyartascha Vicharyatam Shruti Shiraf Pakshas Samashriyatam Dustarkat Suviramyatam Shrutimatastarko nusandhiyatam Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam Aharahar garvav parityajyatam Deheham matirujyatam Buddhajanairvadav parityajyatam. The text Sadhana Panchakam is also known as Sopana Panchakam. Sopana means a flight of steps. So, in this text, Adi Shankaracharya is suggesting 40 steps towards self-realization. So you climb up each and every step. So 5 verses contain these 40 steps or 40 pointers or 40 instructions, in whatever way you want to take it as. In fact, a guru is also known as Deshika. Dishati iti. One who shows you the way, one who gives you the direction. You have to walk the path. The guru gives you the direction. Take a left. In 200 meters, take a right. Take the next exit. So you got to hear those instructions just like you hear those instructions from the maps. So Guru gives you the spiritual map for your spiritual quest, a journey towards self-realization. So in the third verse, Adi Shankaracharya is saying, Vakyarthascha vicharyatam. Vakya means a sentence. What sentence? Sentences of the Upanishads. May you do vichara. Vichara means inquiry into the words of the Upanishads. The words of the Upanishads are but the expressions of the teachings of the rishis, of the Vedas. May you spend time in inquiring upon the meanings of the sentences given by these great Maharshis in the Vedas, in the Upanishads. Often what happens is that the surface level of the religious life, we are constantly involved in rituals, prayers, pilgrimage, all that is required. But life becomes waste if you do not explore the fundamental texts, teachings of this Sanatana Dharma. That is Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads. So, after a certain point, one has to pay attention to the texts, to the Vakyas of the Upanishads. Because the Upanishads are the only texts which are talking about you, which are talking about your true nature, a way out of this samsara, a way out of samsara. As you all know, the four Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and the Moksha. For the Purusharthas of Dharma, Artha, and Kama, the texts or the tradition or the family, the elders always give you iti to do this in order to attain these Purusharthas. Dharma, in order to live a good life, do this, don't do this, do that. In order to gain Artha and Kama, do this, don't do this, it's all oriented towards that. But when it comes to understanding oneself, attaining the Moksha Purushartha, it's not something positive, it's all about negating what is superimposed. These Vakyas have the potency to negate all the superimpositions that has been done on oneself. That's why Vakyartascha vicharyatam. While you go on analyzing the text, how do you do that? In the presence of a teacher, through the help of a teacher, through the help of a guru, you study the texts. And while you do that, Shruti Shiraf Pakshas Samashriyatam. Shruti Shiraha, I told you, Upanishad. What is the purport of the Upanishad? May you never lose that. May you never lose that insight into what the Upanishads are finally concluding. What are they trying to teach you? You are the whole. You are Purnaha. You are free. Your true nature is freedom. In fact, just hypothetically think about it. If a text, if a rishi, Sri Krishna is telling you that you are free, you are complete. If you put any counter argument, what is the value of it? No, I am not free. Okay, fine. Be bound. You are beyond punya and papa. No, I am a papi. Okay, fine. Be a papi. You are one, you are connected to the whole universe. No, I am isolated. Okay. You really have to see what value these arguments are going to bring to your life. Because the nature of human mind is only to compare and contrast. The moment you say Advaita, because you have heard so many things, the concept of Dvaita pops into your mind. So immediately contrast it. Oh, Advaita, what about Dvaita? Is it real or unreal? Is it correct or not? Who is correct? With this Acharya or that Acharya? Because that's how a worldly mind functions. It doesn't know anything else but to compare, contrast and make some meaning out of it. You want to buy a sneakers, shoes, compare and contrast. Which is better? Finally you choose one. So the same attitude we bring into our philosophical and spiritual life, and if we operate from the same mindset, the text is not going to be the loser, the Rishi is not going to be the loser, we miss an opportunity to expand our horizons, to let go of this ignorance and truly see ourselves in the light of Upanishads as somebody who's free, who's fearless, who's complete. So really speaking, if you approach Upanishads with an open mind, study the texts of Adi Shankaracharya with an open mind, what is the conclusion that you are going to arrive at? That I am the whole, I am complete. I am beyond punya and papa. I am beyond pain and pleasure. Nothing can touch me. Asangoham, asangoham. I am free and fearless. So, but because the mind is conditioned in a particular way, like I told you, for years we have been conditioned by the religion, by parents, by the culture we come from, and the world that we are in. All the billion-dollar corporations are constantly conditioning you that it is not enough. It is not, you are not complete. You're not complete. You're not. Because if you feel completeness, then everybody loses business. So you got to have the inner void in order to consume, in order to go for this and that. So the society makes sure that you constantly feel that inner void and incompleteness so that it can function according to its tunes. So, Vakyartascha vicharyatam shruti shiraf pakshas samashriyatam. As you analyze the text, as you approach the Upanishads, may you constantly have the awareness of the final purport of the Upanishads. What is the final teaching? Tattvamasi. You are the whole. You are but that universal consciousness. Furthermore, Acharya is telling, Dustarkat suviramyatam shruti matas tarko nusandhiyatam. Avoid the tendency to bring in wrong logic. Dustarka. Tarka means logic. Wrong logic. Mind keeps manufacturing some logic in order to resist the truth, I told you. Mind keeps on creating narratives to sustain the illusion, to never face the truth, So may you be aware of it. Dustarkat suviramyatha. It also happens in a student's life, probably in a Gurukulam context. People come to Rishikesh to study Vedanta. They come to Swami Dayananda ashram for a 3-year course, or now it's not there, 3-month course alone is there. So they come for 3-month course to attend. They have left their jobs or left their homes, brahmacharis and brahmacharinis. They come in order to study Vedanta, to get this vision. Rishikesh is full of everything. There is white water river rafting, there is Italian pizza, there is cafe. Swamiji, how do you know? Because I've been there. There are resorts, there is yoga, there is yogashrama, there is Vedanta, there is tarka, logic. Logicians are there to teach you the traditional logic, Indian system of logic, tarka. There are pandits who can teach you Nyaya. Pandit is now an English word, I don't need to translate. There are Pandits to teach you Nyaya, another school of philosophy. There are Pandits to teach you Purva Mimamsa, the ritualistic philosophy. And there are scholars, sannyasis teaching Vedanta. So these students come to ashram, they're studying 1 month, and all the in-between free time, like 9 to 10 class, after that what, 1 hour tea, coffee, then lunch break, all of this, they go roam around here and there. Person who came to Vedanta to seek oneself, now he'll think, oh, this logic is very interesting, he will go there. He'll leave the ashram and go join some place where they're teaching tarka. It's very interesting to the mind, because you see, mind resists to go inward. Logic is again going in the realm of intellect, outside. You go outside to analyze this and that. So probably it was also happening in the ancient times. So Acharya is telling, Dustarkat suviramyatam. Refrain yourself from losing the path, losing the track to wrong logic. Shruti matas tarkonusandhiyatam. The Vedas, the Upanishads themselves also give you a logical explanation in knowing your true nature, in understanding the realities. May you follow that logic. If at all, if your brain needs an intellectual conviction, because there is intellect sitting, Vedanta is not a system of belief. It is unfolding reality to you, and it's bringing in its own logic to explain. May you go in that direction. Furthermore, Acharya is telling, Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam. Having explored the texts, Upanishads, see yourself in the light of Upanishads, in the light of Pramana, and understand that you are the Brahman, you are the reality. You are the whole. You are the only permanent entity. Everything else is changing. Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam. May you day and day meditate upon this fact that you are the whole. The fact that you are the whole. You know, there's a possibility of doing 2 mistakes in this path of spirituality. One is in the path of Adhyatma, in the path of Vedanta. One is not starting at all. A category of people do not start the journey at all. The second category of people, having started the journey, they do not go all the way. They do not go all the way. Here and there hear something and make a conclusion, and just make some conclusion and stay there in a suspended state. No. If you want to know the truth, you have to go all the way. You have to go all the way. Whatever it takes to establish the truth, you have to go all the way. We are on Memorial Day. A country took the will of going all the way to establish equality, to correct the historical wrongs, in pursuit of truth and freedom and equality. So you got to go all the way. You got to go all the way, not stopping somewhere in between. Got to go all the way. So Vedanta helps you shift your perspective entirely from unreal towards the real, from false towards the truth. Asatoma sadgamaya. So the journey has to be completed. You have to walk all the way. It kind of requires tremendous amount of will. Probably. Why? Because we are navigating in the realm of false all the time. All the time. And in fact, which is more powerful if you ask, truth or false? In fact, false is the one which is powerful. You see the internet full of fake news. You put a fake news, you will get 2 million views. You present the truth of something, there'll be 3 people watching it. So that's how it is. That's how it is. So the false narrative has tremendous power, tremendous power. So back at home in India, everybody is looking at some fake messages on the WhatsApp and discussing it all the time, as if that is the truth. Or they just blurt out some information. If you ask them, oh, how do you know who said this? They said, I saw it on WhatsApp. As if WhatsApp is a pramana to quote some evidence. It's like that. So I was recently saying, we are talking about Atma Anatma Viveka. To know what is Atma, what is real and what is unreal. Array, you do not even have the ability to understand which is real message on WhatsApp, which is a false message on the WhatsApp, what to talk about Atma Anatma Viveka. It's a far-fetched idea. Far-fetched idea. Vedanta helps you entirely shift your perspective from the unreal towards the real. That has to be done. Only then there is freedom. All the bondage, the dukkha that you experience is because you have totally identified with the false. Totally identified with the false. Once the truth is known, there's not going to be any dukkha or fear in one's life. The Upanishads illustrate this profound truth through a simple example of rope and snake. As long as you consider rope to be the snake, you think that a piece of rope which is there, because of not availability of total light, you see it as a snake, then it causes fear in you. It causes fear in you. But once you recognize that it is no more the snake, it is just a piece of rope, there's no fear. There's no fear. You can take the very rope and put it on yourself. Nothing happens. So what does Vedanta do? How do I take this perspective to apply to my life? Okay, rope snake example, pot clay. Fine, they're profound examples to make you realize a fundamental truth about your life. So otherwise, it seems one person was attending Vedanta class for a long time. So people used to observe that she's been attending the class for a long time. So they asked, so what do you all discuss? You seem to attend the class. We keep discussing rope and snake and pot and clay. Not for itself. How do I translate this into our life? If you take the world to be real, no doubt it will cause fear in you. No doubt it will cause fear in you. Of course it will cause fear. You take the world to be real. You take the body to be real. You take everything to be absolutely real. The world becomes the cause for your fear, anxiety, sadness, and every negative emotion. So there can only be temporary suspension of these fears, or there could be temporary handling of these fears, this anxiety, this sorrow, your perspective of world being real causes, but there can never be true freedom. True freedom can only come when you understand Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. The world is just an illusion. It's phenomenal. It has only functional reality. The world has functional reality. The world doesn't have fundamental reality. It's a drastic shift from a world. This is the Vedantic perspective. The worldly thought is that you consider world to be absolutely real. Vedanta analyzes the world and says it is functionally real, that's all. It's not absolutely real. It's not absolutely real. Where is the world in deep sleep? It's not there. So, just holding on to this waking state, we give total reality to the world, and we are constantly affected by this world. Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam ahar garvav parityajyatam. So may you understand your fundamental nature is but this consciousness, a witness to every happening, to every phenomenon. In fact, the most difficult part is to see body also as a phenomenon. The body is also just a phenomenon, constantly changing, never the same. What's the nature of a phenomenon? It's constantly changing, never constant. It has a beginning, it has an end. So what is the body? Is also same. It has a birthday, an end day. In all those time, in between time, it is constantly changing, constantly changing. Probably you do not come to recognize this truth is because day to day, if you keep looking at your face on the mirror, the change is not so drastic. You do not really feel that change. The body is changing every day. But after 60, probably you have the awareness of that change. You wake up on Monday, the back is aching. Wake up on Tuesday, the shoulder is aching. Body is constantly changing. Wednesday, you eat aloo and there is an entire system goes wrong. So there's so much change. But you look at yourself, the photographs from the birth till now, how much it has changed. How much it has changed. Constantly changing. Constantly changing. So this understanding that Deha is also a phenomenon, body is also just a phenomenon which is constantly changing, you come to accept. Then there is no fear of old age. There is no fear of disease. Of course, the body will eventually get something or the other. So, even if that happens, you have no fear. And in that anticipation also, you do not have any fear. That's how the journey goes. So, thus, when you recognize body as false, a phenomenon, and understand your true identity to be Brahman, that unchanging self, there is something in you which is unchanged. Kaumaram Yavanam Jara, through the stages of all the stages of Balya, childhood, youth, old age, there's something in you which is unchanged. What is that? That is that consciousness, which is just the witness to all the changes in the body. When you locate yourself there, then you're untouched by any changes which happen at the body level. Then you're also untouched by all the changes that happen in the world. Nothing can touch you. Furthermore, Upanishad, Shankaracharya is saying, Dehe ham matirujyatam Buddha janair vadav parityajyatam. Give up this notion that I am the body. In fact, this is the most difficult exercise. This is the most difficult sadhana. This is the most crucial understanding. This is the most crucial shift one has to do in Vedanta. In fact, if you observe yourself, your life very keenly, the Deha Bhimana, that means the identification with the body, is not like all the time you have that. You are sitting here. Now, do you have a firm notion that I am the body, I am the body? Are you asserting it? No. Just not there. But then, observe in every situation where you are bothered, where you have fear, where you have anxiety, you have sorrow, you have formed up the notion that you are the body. You are the body. So more this notion, more there will be fear, more anxiety. This insight is there, this window is there. It's not that you assert that you are the body all the time. No. There's so many situations in everyday life where you're not operating with this body consciousness. I am the body, I am the body. No. Pujya Swamiji used to give this beautiful example. You're looking at the Himalayas or a mountain. Where is this sense of I am the body there? There is just the perception of the Himalayas. You don't have the notion of you. All the problems that you have gone through in life, all the health problems, all the wealth problems, you have none of those. You just are. You are present. As what? Just a witness, a consciousness. Not as the body, I am so and so person, born in so and so gotra, with so and so nakshatram. I am the one with so and so qualifications, looking at this Alps or Himalayas. No, you have suspended all those attachments, all those identities superimposed on the body. You just are. You just are. You just are. There's an absolute suspension of ego. But then, the second moment, the mind says, let me take up this smartphone and let me capture it. Then you say, the lighting is not good. Then you say, I want to be in this picture too. I want to be in that picture too. Then the body consciousness. Then you take the picture. Then you, in more than seeing Himalayas, you see your face saying that I am not looking good in the picture. I need one more. I need a better angle. This is not my best side. So many conceptions come in. So many conceptions come in. So Vedanta helps you shift your identity from the body towards consciousness, which is your fundamental identity. Body is a functional identity. Body, the name, all of it, your qualifications, all of it are just functional identities, not your absolute identity. Do you think the name is absolute? Do you think the name is absolute? No, name is given. You can go change your name tomorrow also. Name is not something absolute. You think the religion is absolute? People change it. You think any other superimpositions are absolute? And today we are in 2025. Everything is being challenged and changed. No, you're born a Cancer or a Capricorn. No, I identify as Leo. You can do that. So, see that even in the modern era, you can see how no identity is sort of absolute. Of course, there is a functional, transactional identity, but then nothing is absolute. Nothing is absolute. So, do not hold on to this body identity and all the labels that we have superimposed as absolute. None of it is absolute. It is functional, that's all. And observe these profound moments where you do not have the body identity. Those are the moments where you experience the fullness of your being. Purnatva. Purnatva gets expressed when there is no body identification. You laugh at a joke in spite of all the problems that you have. You watch a meme and laugh. All the problems are still there, but you have suspended all of it for a moment. For a moment. So this window can be used to understand that my identity is not limited to body, it's just functional. I am the whole, this pure consciousness. Just like the movie screen, I am ever present, and everything is appearing and disappearing on this screen. Everything. If you can appreciate your life like that, the problem is solved here and now. You operate from that Sakshi Bhava. absolutely understanding that you are just a witness. And you are the witness even to the body. Changes in the body, disease in the body, compromise in the body. You are an untouched witness. Life is like a cinema. Life is like a series. Episode after episode, season after season is passing and you are witnessing. You're witnessing. Then I have, just like how I indulge, or just like I see a series or a movie, I can now have the ability to look at my own life. I can have the ability to look at my own life. Sometimes my friends ask me, Swamiji, are you now allowed to watch movie? I say, I'm allowed to watch movie, I just don't get so much time to watch movie. Probably when I'm traveling in long flights, I look at one or two here and there to just understand what's going on. But I say, I think I'm constantly watching a movie. What is that movie? Movie called life. Every day, every moment, I believe I'm watching a movie. So if you can approach life with this attitude, with this perspective, with this truth, in fact, not just a perspective, not just a standpoint, with this truth, life becomes just a play. Life is just but a play. Yes, you may undergo n number of emotions, still it's a play. You may cry in the movie because you're watching some scene is extremely moving. You may feel very elated and happy because that context is there in a movie. Ultimately, after the movie, you know that you are just watching a movie. You just stand up and walk out. Similarly, you can have the same approach towards life. I'm watching a movie of my own life where this body also is an actor. And there has numerous actors. And the plot is twisting, turning all the time. Just a movie. Just a movie. How can you have this attitude towards your life when you have Deheham matirujyatam, when you can transcend beyond body identification. I'm the body alone. It's not so hard. In fact, it's like I said, in not all the moments you have this extreme identification and attachment with the body. There are so many times you let go. You consider this body as you, but then suppose, hypothetically, a person has gangrene in the leg. He goes to the doctor, and the doctor says, for the better of the body, we have to amputate this leg. The person says, yes, well, fine. Part of you is cut. You let go. Otherwise, before that, there was so much identification with that leg. So much money is spent on the pedicure. But one day, if there is a context like this, you let go. If it's a Swami, so much Pada Puja is offered. But that Swami is ready to let go of the feet. Why? Because now, what is this special thing? All this while you had an identification that this is my feet, this is me. But in a jiffy, you're able to let go. Why? Because fundamentally it's not you, the body is not you, that's why you're able to let go. Because fundamentally it's not you. So this insight is there. This insight is there in us. We have to recognize this. We have to recognize this. Just a few days back, one of the students that I knew at Harvard, a Jewish student, he donated his kidney. The operation is over. He donated his kidney because somebody needed it. He volunteered and gave the kidney. What makes a 23-year-old or a 25-year-old to let go of a kidney? May not be this Vedantic thought or anything like that, because he's a Jewish student, he's a Jew. May not be this philosophy, this insight in that religion, that tradition, but innately, everybody has this insight that I am beyond the body. This is not me. This is not me. This is not me. So this insight, if you really dwell on it and shift this perspective, what you experience in life is this lightness and freedom. Freedom from the body. Finally, you may be free from all the problems of life. Finally, then, you remain with the problems associated with the body. You may be so detached with the family, with the society, with the profession, with the money, children, everything. But finally, what remains is this bundle of attachment and identification with the body, causing all the troubles. So when you let go of that, let go of that, there is this freedom. You reclaim your freedom. You reclaim your freedom. Deheham matirujyatam. That's what Acharya is telling. Give up this notion that your body. Now you look at life, just analyze your life. State all the problems that you currently have. What is it centered on? What is it centered on? Anything. You may say professional problems, the career problem, everything. Finally, where is it centered on? The body. The body. Any fear, any anxiety. What is it at? What level is it at? Body-mind level. So if you have this shift, you come to embrace that freedom, that your own true nature as consciousness. Nirguna. All the gunas, all the qualities belong at the level of Prakriti or the body and the world, not at the level of consciousness, the witnessing awareness, which is you, your fundamental you. Furthermore, Acharya says, Buddha janair vadav parityajyatam. So, may you, Acharya is giving an instruction to the student, if you come across a wise person, do not end up with arguments. End up with discussions. Raise questions, not arguments. The mind is argumentative. All the time it wants to argue. All the time arguments. Arguments. So may you do not bring in that same tendency in the spiritual quest at all. But this is an open exploration. Bring in discussion. Bring in the spirit of inquiry, curiosity, questioning, all that are quintessentials of Vedanta, but not the spirit of argumentation. I think there was a book, Argumentative Indian or something. I forgot the author. So like that, we need not be argumentative for your own true nature also. Furthermore, fourth verse, you may repeat after me. Kshudvyadischa chikitsyatam pratidinam bhikshaushadham bhujyatam. Hey, you all had morning breakfast, I suppose. Then a little louder. Swadvannam. See? Natu yachyatam vidhivashat praptena santushyatam shitoshnadi vishayyatam natu vritha vakyam samucharyatam audasinyamabhipsyatam janakripa naishturyamutsrijyatam. Tongue twisters. Kshudvyadischa chikitsyatam. Furthermore, Acharya is giving certain disciplines that need to be followed on a spiritual path. Kshudvyadischa chikitsyatam. Pratidinam bhikshaushadam bhujyatam. Acharya is telling that there is a disease called hunger. Kshud Vyadhi. Vyadhi means a disease. There's in every body, there's a disease called hunger. How do you treat this disease? Pratidinam bhikshaushadam bhujyatam. Take bhiksha as a remedy for this disease called hunger. Disease called hunger. So what is bhiksha? Bhiksha is an ancient discipline in Sanatana Dharma prescribed for a brahmachari and a sannyasi. What do? They go to a grihastha's house and ask, Bhavati Bhikshan Dehi. So whatever is offered onto the bhiksha bowl, and you take that as the food. In fact, this is even done now in Rishikesh by so many sannyasis. They don't cook, they don't order Swiggy, Zomato. Those are the Indian apps. I've forgotten what app here. DoorDash. I used to order in Boston. So no door dashing, the accepting whatever comes to your plate. That's the bhiksha, an attitude or the discipline for the sannyasis. So Rishikesh, so many monks today go to certain annakshetras where they take the food. Afternoon and evening, bhiksha is given. They take their balti, they take their vessels and get the bhiksha. Pujya Swamiji lived in Rishikesh in a hut for so many years, Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji. At that time, he used to take bhiksha. And he used to say, I used to take bhiksha, there used to be a lot of variety. Morning, the menu was roti and dal. And evening, the menu was dal and roti. And it goes on for 7 days a week, same menu. That's the discipline. Meaning, Kshudvyadescha chikitsyata. In every body, there is a disease called hunger. In a spiritual perspective, you're looking upon hunger as a disease, a shift in perspective, you see. And then how do you treat it? Treat it with accepting whatever food is available in a particular context. So you don't assert your ego while you're receiving the food. Hey, I have paid for it, give me food. People come to ashram and assert. It's a place to lose your ego. People assert the ego. Hey, I came here, I have a right over this food. No, ashram is a place to lose your ego, loosen your ego, not to assert the ego. It could be in the context of the home also. Whatever is available, whoever has cooked, one of the spouses, accept it as the bhiksha. Accept it as the bhiksha. Pratidinam bhikshaushadam bhujyatam. May you accept every day whatever comes into your plate as the bhiksha. Whatever, as the bhiksha. Swadvannam natu yachyatam vidivashat praptena santushyatam. 1000 years ago, Acharya Shankara is giving a instruction to be free from diabetes. He's saying, Swadvannam natu yachyatam. Do not keep going behind desserts. Swadvannam is sweet dish or tasty dishes. You can say this. Vidivashat praptena santushyatam. Whatever is available due to your fate. Vidhi is fate. So you accept it. See, the thing is, I think there is some statistics available. How many hours in one's lifetime a person spends in purchasing of the ingredients, cooking of the ingredients, eating of those ingredients, and cleaning of those ingredients, of whatever is left behind. Hours and hours and hours get wasted just for this pursuit. So you need not spend an entire life, part of an entire lifetime in just eating. And all the things involved around it. You want to follow minimalism. You want to just, body requires food to function. You need some good food. Maybe you need some varieties. Of course, that's how the body is trained. I was looking at some evolutionary biology article. It is said that the body craves for variety because the forest dweller, human being, needed variety of nutrition from different fruits and different sources of food, different animals or whatever in that context. So body innately also wants some variety, that's fine, so that you get set of nutrients from the fruits, a set of nutrients from vegetables, a set of nutrients from something else. That's all fine, but within a limited context. It cannot be excessive. Shudvyadischa chikitsatam pratidinam bhikshaushadam bhujyatam. Acharya now brings in the same discipline of titiksha that we discussed. Shitoshnadi vishayhyatam. May you develop an ability to put up with, gladly put up with. Putting up, everybody puts up ultimately. But what is the attitude of titiksha? You gladly, voluntarily accept the situations. Shita, Ushna, cold and warm weather. People usually complain, they're complaining throughout the year. In summer, they're complaining about the heat. In spring, they're complaining of the allergies. In winter, they're complaining of the cold. And where is a moment of just being at peace? 365 days, they're complaining about weather, as if it's the biggest thing in one's life. No, don't do that. Gladly put up with the external situations. So I discussed a small way where you can train yourself for discomfort. Natu vrita vakyam samucharyatam. Do not spend time in gossip or wasteful vakyas, wasteful talks, wasteful tweets in today's world. Vrita vakya, wasteful tweets, wasteful Instagram posts, whatever you want to add, etc., etc. Wasteful things. People flare up so much. My God, if you look at comment section of some of the things, oh God, just people spend so much energy and time simply fighting some imagined enemy or imagined narrative, something like that. So, natu vrita vakyam samucharitam. Waste of your energy, do not do that. Audasinyam abhipsyatam janakripa naishturyamutsrijyatam. I'll just focus on this one discipline and we will conclude. Udasina bhava. A sort of detached and indifferent outlook towards the happenings of the world. Udasina bhava. An uninvolvement, a sort of an uninvolved attitude. Because there's always so much happening in the world. If you keep on jumping up and down for every event, you're never going to be at peace. You watch news 24/7, everything is presented in a sensational way, as if there is an existential crisis to deal with tomorrow. The whole narrative is so strong so that you jump up and down all the time. Jump up and down all the time. You protest, you do this, you do that. So much anger is in a person. Why? Because constantly you're affected by everything. You have to contextualize life. You have to contextualize, otherwise you'll go insane. You contextualize where you are. For what you need, your voice matters for what issues. You raise your voice for those. What needs your support? What needs your involvement? What needs your tweets? Have control over it. Otherwise, you will be like a live wire all the time. Somebody has to just touch and you'll react. You don't want to be a live wire. You don't want to be a live wire in life. That's why so much anxiety, so much depression in Gen Z. Why? Because unfortunately they are growing up in a generation where they're bombarded with the information from the social media. So I told you the power of words, the power of narrative. A world is created by the narratives of whatever they are subscribing to. So there's no touch with reality. Nobody has thought over what is what. Everything you want to consume in a minute, You want to understand what's happening in a minute. A false image of the world, a particular narrative about the world is created. So they have so much anxiety because you can just never understand why are you so anxious about something somewhere, is because that's the way they have grown up from childhood. We were not probably exposed to this much of information. That much of bombardment of information has a very different effect on the psyche, the way things, opinions are formulated. So, natu vrita vakyam samucharyata. May you don't get involved in gossip. May you not get involved with excess overload of information to maintain your peace and sanity. A Vedantic discipline, Acharya, what is spoken 1200 years back or more is even applicable to 2025. If you have information overload, you will have a distorted perspective, distorted version of reality. You are in a pratibhasika state, a suspended reality you have created. So that is what Acharya is saying here. So I'll conclude by saying that one discipline, one insight of Vedanta, one truth of Vedanta you want to constantly be aware of is that the world is mithya. Brahma satyam, jagan mithya. Mithyatvam of the jagat. Constantly notice the falsity in the world. Everything, nothing remains constant. So thus you will stop seeking permanency in the impermanent world. So if you really recognize that it's just a functional reality, you're unaffected by it. You're unaffected by it. You'll have a very detached outlook towards life. Not a neglected outlook, a detached outlook. You do what is to be done, but yet detached. Then there is reduction in your fears and anxiety. Because you know where is fear, where is anxiety, because whenever that permanency is going away, you have that fear and anxiety. When you understand world is this, you have the reduced anxiety and fears, and ultimately you reach a place where there is no fear and anxiety in your life. And you are free from the propaganda of the world. The world has a propaganda. You're free from it. You're unaffected by it. You live your life based on the reality that you have recognized. And there is a newfound simplicity and lightness to your approach towards the world. Towards the world. It's okay. Chalega. Everything is mithya, changing. So that attitude comes in. Somehow it is there in the blood of Bharat. Go to a villager. Yesterday I was discussing with one of our camp members. Forget Advaita, Dvaita, Vedanta, Shankaracharya, all of it. Go talk to a villager in India. With what attitude? Just explore, have a deep conversation. You know, in modern world we never have deep conversations with anybody. Our circle is so limited. We only have echo chambers. We do not have any new perspective from the circles that we live. Because everybody is of the same social status, more or less. Everybody is same qualifications. Everybody is of same ethnicity or whatsoever. So have deep conversations with people from various stratas, various background. Go talk to a villager in India. What is that attitude they're living with? So much in poverty, how does that farmer have the acceptance? Because the cow which was giving the milk, the source of livelihood, is dead because of a disease. How do you accept? What makes you accept it? This is a nice background music to my talk now. How do you accept a failed crop? How do you accept? The tune is also matching. How do you accept all of it? Because fundamentally you know This is how world is. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. That is there. So once you have this attitude in life, life becomes a play. You approach your own life with not so much of burden. Even spirituality will approach with certain lightness, playfulness. All of it. It's a journey of discovering joy. The whole journey is joyful. Now, so many times I keep smiling at people at the ashram. They don't smile back also. I don't know why. Oh my God. Vedanta. What is the ultimate discovery is Ananda. Hari Om, they say, they nod. Give me a nod. My God. So once you know it's a play, you have the lightness to let go of everything. You have the lightness to let go of everything. So that's the purport of the Upanishad. The Taittiriya Upanishad Bhruguvalli ends at discovering Ananda. There's nothing more. Anando Brahme Divyajanat. So understood, the student understood. Ultimately, I am but Ananda, unchanging self. And thus the teaching ends. The teaching ends in this discovery. Life goes on. Life goes on. So with that thought, we'll conclude today's final class. And the retreats continue in the ashram. As you all know, many of the familiar faces, you have been coming towards the teaching. So this teaching continues here through various camps. The next retreat that I will be offering is coming up on, when is that? 29th May to June 1st, Spring Vedanta course. It's a course on meditation, a focus on meditation. A lot of meditation sessions are going to be there. A unique workshop style retreat. You'll be in silence also for a few hours in a day. So you can sign up and send emails and register yourself and welcome to attend that retreat. And also this year, we have Arsha Vidya Next Gen Meet. So it's for youth, it's for youngsters. Shivam Gosai, a very good friend of mine, we studied in the Gurukulam together. Shivam Gosai has been leading a youth group and they're all coming here to the Gurukulam. And we are going to be offering that retreat, followed by the Independence Day retreat, etc. So you can look at the ashram's calendar and sign up for the camps and you're welcome. And I'm accessible for all of you through the emails and other modes of communication. We will give details at the end of it. So I wish you all the best on your spiritual path. May your journey be delightful. May you spend each and every day in contemplation, in reflection, and seeing your life in the light of this wisdom. So I'll see you all soon. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om. Karthik ji will make some announcements. Please stay for that.
Thank you, Swamiji. Hari Om. Good morning. We'll take a couple of minutes of your time. Me and Indraji are here. I'll request Indraji to give some brief details about the GFD program, and then I will take a couple of minutes. Thank you.
My pranams to Swamiji and good morning to everyone who are all assembled here. A very pleasant sight and very good to have you all in the ashram. Every time you bring so much pleasure to us. And this ashram is supported, run by donations of different categories. But then those who, most of you might have been also one of the Gift for a Day program members, or you might be a patron donor. So I just want to tell you the gift for a day actually is what you give as $500, which we use starting from the Abhishekam in the morning till the night dinner. Whatever is the expense of the ashram, we use it for that. For one of your tributes like birthdays, wedding anniversaries or memories, whatever, you can select a day for it. 4 such gift for a days become a patron donation. 4 means $2,000. People usually either give it as a monthly payment of $167 or quarterly payment of $500 4 times or one time $2,000. And all these are the things that support this ashram. If you have enjoyed the patronage of this ashram, all thanks to you people only for your donations. And I'm very, very thankful for your consideration, concern, contribution to this ashram in this regard. And I also want to tell you what usually the patron donation is a non-repayable in any way from our side. That is what most of the companies who give parallel contribution from your companies. So it is not like on record I'm saying this, but then we give you a patron camp as a complimentary camp, and from January till December you can avail any weekend, long weekend camps as one of your patron camps if you cannot come to patron camp, which is usually in the last week of August. So these are the things, and I even request you to generously contribute to the ashram because of you, for your learning. This is one of the pioneer learning institutes in the whole world, for that matter, that runs back to back from January to December. So utilize our facilities, utilize our learning opportunities from great Mahatmas, this is for your spiritual development. And then lastly, I just want to tell you, if you have changed your house, phone number, address, email IDs, kindly come to the front office, sit with me and change it in my system. Some of the mails come back to me and I have no clue how to contact them if I don't have these proper details of phone numbers and email IDs. Thank you so much, and once again, thank you profusely for your contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Indraji. So now my turn to thank everyone. So let me start by thanking the volunteers who helped us, run this camp, from mainly the volunteers who helped us doing the children's program. We have Revatiji and Maniji and Ushaji and Chandrasekharji.
Could you please stand up?
I think they are in the program there. Yeah. FRSL and Lance led it. Yeah, Maniji is here. So, and of course, last Sharwa also pitched in a bit. Mm-hmm. So the volunteers really helped us in taking care of the kids and also doing a nice presentation yesterday. So that is within the 2 days. As I announced in the orientation session, some of the new people will be amazed to see how the kids learn so fast and come on the stage and do. And yesterday being, I think, more focused on the Sanskrit-based kind of place. That's very amazing of Maniji and Revatiji to do that, and with all the makeups and all that. So we have everything here, so you get to know for the first time people on that. So thanks all the volunteers, and we would love to have more volunteers coming in for any program and helping us. We need many of them in many ways, not only for the children program. We are also planning to launch a very structured volunteering program so that we can know in advance who can help where, how you can help, and where we need help as well. So having said that, then let me move on to the next major one is the kitchen staff led by Ramachandran and Taraben. So if you have noticed, this weekend is a very busy weekend. Not only with the camp is full, but also we get external people. We plan for external people all the time, but then yesterday we had much more than what we planned in the afternoon, which I kind of alluded to during the orientation as well. So they always scale up the whole team, led by Ramachandran and Taraben, in terms of providing enough food and quality food for all the people who are coming in, so that is really great. You can give a big hand of applause to them. And next is the housekeeping and maintenance of the facility. That is led by our Kishorji, where again the team work tirelessly before you come in, when you are there, and after you leave as well. Because we have, as Swamiji announced, we have in a couple of days the next program is coming in. So we have to keep almost the rooms available for that. And they can have a very pleasant stay like how you are all having it. And if there is any kind of a small issues here and there in housekeeping or something, we would love to know so that we can correct it. Like some people said some water pressure issues, this and that. We'll try to work on that. And so continuous feedback on that, we will take it and we will work through us that we will do. So please give a big round of applause to the maintenance of the housekeeping team as well. Next is the audio visual. As usual, our Sachadev is a professional person who just came in time for this thing. He used to be in California. So the previous camps was left without him. But now, since he is here, we don't even worry about that. He takes care of that.
If you turn back, you will see Sahadev.
Yeah. People who don't know who is Sahadev. So, and also, so Sahadev's help in making the presentation here yesterday. Because if you see, it looks everything is available. But since I have worked with him, I know how much difficulty is there in even arranging some of those things to be ready. And then again back to satsang, so going into that loop. And then last but not the least, front office. Indraji is there and others are there. So we are the kind of the face to the ashram, if you will. Because people who come there or people who call us or when you're checking out as well or any complaints come through our thing. So we are geared up for that. We are always happy to help you and make your, stay here comfortable as well as we don't want you to worry about anything else other than attending the class, put it that way. So that is the onus on us where we kind of weave around all the departments. So the front office is not just check in, check out. We kind of do all the background work in terms of taking care of everything as well. And also the other thing is we always thank our priests, both of them, in conducting the puja on time every day. It's not only during this thing. If rain or shine, they will be there at 5:15 on the Homa place to do the Homa, and 5:40 they will start the thing. And all the day the puja is coming live as well. So whoever is interested to follow when you are back home, 5:40 live will start, except for the internet issues or any technical issues. Otherwise, we are always online. So we are thankful for them as well. And the last but not the least, thank you. Big giving process. The other thing, as Swamiji mentioned, you can register for the other courses through the same online process what you did. So that is helping us to be prepared. How many are going to come? How can we allocate the rooms and all those kind of stuff? And any feedback on that, you can just leave to us on the office, and we will try to make it much more smoother. So again, thanks to all of you, and thanks for listening to us also now, after listening to Swamiji thing. So thank you, Swamiji, for all the thing. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Yeah. Right. No, I think in your case, I have noted that since you have given online, we know you are continuous to stay. So probably sometime the housekeeping will come to your room to do the regular cleaning as well. So which if you have any preferred time, you don't want to be in the room at that time, you can let us know and we will arrange it that way. We know that, yeah. Thank you, yeah. Yeah, please. Right. No, that's a very valuable feedback. We used to do some sort of that kind of an email in the past. This time we couldn't do because of various reasons. But we will make sure future camps you will get it well in advance, the whole program booklet and all those things. Yeah, we will do that. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. So you will all come here for the next class at 11. Swaminiji will take, followed by a Guru Dakshina program. And I will be available to meet any of you if you would like to meet me in person in the same meeting room after lunch. Yeah. Hari Om. Yeah, you don't have to have a question to meet me. I would love to meet you. So whoever wants to meet this Swami, you're welcome.